What's going on, guys? It's Sheepdog423, and today we're going to talk about day shift versus night shift. So at this time, I'm working day shift, and day shift's one of those things that some officers either love it or they don't. A lot of your younger guys, like myself, I prefer night shift, but hey, days has its positives. So most departments around here, they work 12-hour shifts, so their scheduling is like 2 on, 2 off, 3 on, 3 off. But my department's one of those weirdos, and it kind of sticks out a little bit, so it rotates every 3 months. You'll start out at day shift, you'll go to evening shift, then you work midnights, and that's how our scheduling works. So by the time you get used to this sleep schedule of midnights, you're back on day shift again. So my first week of midnights, I'm pretty much a zombie the whole entire time. It doesn't matter how much sleep you got the night before. You might have got 12 hours of sleep, but 3 hours into your shift and you're out every time. So like anything, there's pros and cons. I guess some of the pros to working night shift is you don't get as much of a call volume, but the calls that you get are more severe, I guess you would say. The biggest pro for me for night shift is there's no upper ranks there. It's just you and your shift against the world. The biggest pro to working day shift is the scheduling. If you're working 12s, you might work 7 to 7. Or if you're working like me, I work from 8 to 4. You have your whole entire evening to yourself, at least I do. But if you're working the 12-hour shifts, I mean, you're not gonna have much of an evening. But on your days off is where it benefits you working the 12s on day shift, because you're getting up at a normal time and you have your whole entire day. Now, when you're on night shift, when you get your 2 or 3 days off, however many you're getting, you're gonna have to try to readapt your sleeping schedule to somebody that's normal. That way you can go out and have fun with your friends and do things. Otherwise, you're gonna be sleeping the whole time, or you're gonna be out at 3 in the morning by yourself. It's a constant struggle when you're on night shift on your days off to readapt to everything. The night shift officers come in, they might have took 3 calls the whole shift, and they might have made 2 traffic stops that whole shift. But by God, all 3 calls and all 2 traffic stops, there was some serious situations going on. Somebody went to jail. But most of the time, those 3 calls they took and those 2 traffic stops they made, they're usually more serious than what day shift might do for one officer. I would say night shift is more of your crime prevention shift. At least around this area, there's not very many people out past 12 o'clock at night. You might work an 8-hour shift and you may see 4 cars the whole entire time you're on the shift. And out of those 4 cars, probably one of those is going to be another police unit driving around. But don't get me wrong, on night shift, you can get into some stuff. It just depends on how hard you want to work. A good example, if you're more of a drug officer, you know where the drug activity is starting at. You can kind of sit around that area, wait for the right vehicles to come to certain houses and leave, and make your stop on those people. Most of your arrest on night shift is going to come from traffic stops. On day shift, you're going to get a lot more call volume, but your reports to calls is going to be very low. Say you take 15 calls that day by yourself, maybe 3 of those are going to be actual reports, because the other 12 calls you had are probably somebody calling in about a dog being loose, a homeless guy asking for money. I never would have thought in a million years a homeless guy would ask for money, but people call in on it every single day about 5 times. And you'll have more frauds. You would figure by now some of these older people that are in their 30s up until their 70s, that nothing in life is free, and you're not going to receive a phone call from some random person saying you won $5 million. People would know not to believe anything about you winning $5 million. It just don't happen. If you ain't hitting that lotto, it ain't happening. You ain't winning no $5 million. So that's it for today's video, guys. Be sure to check out my other videos I have up. If you like this one, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Till next time, I'm out.